Pull up a chair and get comfortable. It's time to talk about your federal benefits. Federal Employee Benefit Coordinators presents the FEBC Podcast with Elizabeth Inman and Brian Fentress.
Welcome back. I'm Elizabeth, Federal Employee Benefit Coordinators. You know, today I kind of want to do this a little bit different. Is it okay? Can we just talk today? You know, in my last podcast, 4 days before open season 2024 started, I kind of shared with you, one of my favorite things when I worked for the Postal Service was the people. I loved connecting with the people, and I shared with you that, in the last weeks and months, our phone activity has really picked up, our email activities really picked up with this huge change to the health benefits. And I just thought today, I just really wanted to just chat with you just a little bit. It's the end of the year, and I always do a lot of self-reflecting at the end of the year anyway. And I thought about this year, and I knew coming into 2024 that this postal reform was going to be huge. I knew it was. And I want to always be of help. And I had talked with some high-up officials in some of the professional organizations, and I was sharing some of my concerns with some of the officials of a particular organization, and I got accused of being a fearmonger. First time in my life that's ever happened, because most of the time I get accused of being a Pollyanna. Everything's wonderful. Kind of caused me to step back for a moment. I've shared with you guys how much I love this organization, how it shaped my life at a young age. When I started at the Postal Service, I had about a 28-month-old and a 4-month-old. It meant everything to me to get that job. Everything. I remember where I was the day I got called and congratulated that I got hired at one of the largest organizations in the world. And I'll never forget the feeling I had on my very, very last day. I knew I was going to miss it. So when I decided to form the organization, Federal Employee Benefit Coordinators, it truly was with service in mind. Truly was to serve what I believe is my postal family and my federal family, because I'm not limited to just the Postal Service, but this postal reform has affected my postal family. And leading up to this year, I start out every event talking about how postal reform, we've been told, is what saved the Postal Service. We were in trouble financially. How grateful I am that today, as I make this podcast, we still have a Postal Service. The income I made working for this organization helped me raise my family. One of my children had an extreme accident, a tragic accident that landed one of my children in ICU for 28 days that I didn't know if they were going to live or die. And the health benefits that was provided to my family saved my child's life. I will forever be grateful for that. Forever be grateful. I'll never forget how critical those health benefits were. So when I started reading and researching postal reform, if it saved the United States Postal Service, I'm grateful. But when I started reading what I believed would be the impact, I just knew that not everybody was going to understand. And I felt it was critical to communicate the information people needed to know. And then to have a very high-ranking official from an organization that I highly respect and love tell me that I was being a fearmonger, it caused me to step back, because I don't want to be a fearmonger. I want to be an educator. I want to educate people with the information they needed. And I have to admit, it tempered me. I regrouped, I reassessed how I said things, what I said, double-checked my information, and as I entered 2024, I was very, very cautious in the way I said things. And I started talking about, let's make sure we're educated and we're prepared for what may come 3 years out, 5 years out. And then long about the time when the prices started getting posted for the new Postal Service health benefit plans, the activity on my phone lines picked up tremendously. And who was on the other end of those phone calls coming in changed to the 83-year-old who called in and said, I've been retired a long time and I don't think I'm going to be able to continue my health benefits anymore. And I don't know what I'm going to do. To another one who said, I've never owned a computer. I have no idea what's going on. To another one who said, I'm overseas. I'm not getting the information you guys are getting. If I hadn't just ran across your video, I wouldn't have even known there was going to be a change. And then the level of fear in their voices changed. And all of a sudden, it's like, wow, it's not waiting 3 years or 5 years. It's here now. The people's lives are being impacted so radically. And here's the deal, guys. For every vendor, every organization that provides health benefits for us, I want them to succeed. I want them to turn a profit. I want them to be able to continue to provide health benefits for us. I've just went through some situations in my family personally that once again, I'm so grateful for the health benefits and the health care that we have in the United States of America. You don't have time for me to list my gratitudes. I'm not against anyone. I'm for all of us. I'm for our healthcare providers. I'm for our health benefit providers. I'm for the United States Postal Service. I'm for our employees and our retirees. I'm for getting information so that we can all navigate these new waters together. Information is power. But I'm telling you, the phone calls, the conversations that I'm having is heartbreaking to me. I mean, let me tell you how real this is. My best friend in the whole world, I found out 4 days before open season started. Here I am, I'm on worldwide podcasts, doing videos. And I find out 4 days before open season started that her and her husband, both of them postal retirees, didn't even know about Postal Service health benefit plans, didn't even know about postal reform. How can you be best friends with me and not know about the changes? Now, granted, they live 3 hours from me. He just went through a huge health scare less than 2 months ago. And my own best friends didn't even know what was coming up in 4 days. This is my own personal experience with people I love. There is no blame in what I just said, not even for myself, not for the Postal Service. I'm on the webinars that they're doing weekly, bi-weekly. They're putting information out. But my heart breaks for those that the information isn't getting to. My heart breaks for the Postal Service workers that's doing everything they know to get the information out to them. I gave out some bad information on a video. I had to remove one of my videos earlier in the year. I didn't do that on purpose. I had one of you guys call in and say, you said this and that's not correct. And I went, oh, you are absolutely correct. And I removed that video. I'm not perfect. There's a sea of information out there. There's a ton of information out there. I'm not perfect. The Postal Service is doing the best they know how to do with brand new laws in place. The health care providers, the health benefit providers are dealing with a brand new system, a brand new platform. Getting mad, throwing fits is not going to help anybody. I want to be a calm voice in a very chaotic situation. Maybe I'll just be a voice of hope for somebody. I spoke very recently with somebody that's very, very, very near to being able to retire, that flat out said they had no hope, that they'd given up. They weren't even sure how they could put one foot in front of the other. And I got to have a personal conversation with a stranger on the phone. And I said, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up. And that person thanked me and thanked me. I had another conversation with somebody that I told them how to order their retirement book, how to get the information in. And they said, I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't even know if I can even open that book. I don't think I can even fill it out. I said, this is what I want you to do when that book comes in. I want you to pick that book up, and I want you to say your name, and I want you to say, for Elizabeth and me, we'll get through it together. See, it's not about how good I am at filling out the book. It's not about the technical information that's inside of that book. It's that we can do this together. There is hope. You've been through tough times. I can remember when anthrax entered the mail stream, when we lost people for doing their job. I still read the news when they're coming after our letter carriers out on the street and robbing them and shooting them. Our rural carriers die out on the route. I mean, things are not like they were 40 years ago. Things change. There's a whole lot of things that's a lot better. It's not all doom and gloom. I want to be a beacon of hope. I want to help if I can. I just wanted to sit down and visit with you today. If there's 3 words I can leave with everybody about this brand new Postal Service health benefit that we're in the middle of a open season for, it's integration with Medicare. You don't have to like it, but you do need to understand it. If I can help you understand it, I'll do my best. If not me, find somebody that can help you understand it. It's here to stay. It's not going away. But we've been through worse. We've been through way worse things. You're strong. You're resilient. You are the United States Postal Service.